Well, the Philippines needs a Lee Kuan Yew.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed.
It needs an iron fist. It needs a strong authority figure. It needs cleansing.
Yeah, tama. Massive revamp, no?
Massively, Diyos mo, Santising Matrinidad. Kaya sabi ko sa PRRD, no, na-meet ko yan before, sabi ko sa kanya, alam mo problema mo? Sabi sa kanya, nagtira ka pa kasi.
Yeah.
Sabi ko sa kanya, nagtira ka pa kasi, hindi mo pa tinapos, nagtira ka pa. Sabi sa kanya nun talaga, magpapakulong ka na lang din. Tinapos mo na, pareho lang din naman yung punishment. Oh, sino naman to si Vicky? Hello, Vicky. Welcome to Up Close and Personal with Sasot. What is your question?
Hi, Sas. Is that you? Ikaw ba talaga yan? Oh my God.
Ako ang iyong nawawalang konsensya.
I know, right? Oh my God. Kumbaga sa Vampira, I'm the elders of your followers. Kasi, what did you say, 2016? Yes. I'm 44, have been following you. Simula nung nag-start ka, kasi gusto ko tayo, you're very smart. Ikaw yung pangarap ko sa sarili ko na ikaw ang natupad. You know what I mean? You're my spirit animal. Oh my God, I love you too much. Oh my God. Hindi ko na pahahabain. Lahat ng ginagawa mo ay gusto ko. Lahat ng sinusulat mo ay gusto ko. Lahat ng humor mo ay gusto ko. Sinishare ko and everything. Dumami na ang anak ko. Simula na pinalo kita. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Moist ka, ha? Ilan ang anak mo, madam?
Oh, 3. I have 19 years old. Nasa university. Yeah. Nasa university na siya and nag-aaral siya ng computer science first year. And he's been studying, right now, Python ang ginagamit niya, yes. And yung asawa ko din, computer science siya. Ako din, computer science ako. A little bit, hindi ko pinurso yan. Ibang karir ang pinurso ko maging nanay. So I have a little bit background, kaya naiintindihan ko yung mga sinasabi mo. Anyway, teka, hihinga lang ako ha. Kasi hawak ko yung 8 months old. Akalain mo, 44 years old, may 8 months old na baby.
Ganyan lang talaga yan.
Yeah,
Kailangan mo i-fulfill ang responsibilidad mo
for masarap mag-anak dito kasi sa Canada. Masarap mag-anak sa Canada, maraming child benefits. Anyway, I wanted you to know that I love you too much. Yun lang. I have questions. First, I admire you sa stand mo for China. Why? Because I love Chinese people. I used to work in... Oh, wait. Kausap ko, magandang si Sas. Wait lang. Okay, quiet. Yeah, I worked in Taiwan before. I work with Taiwanese people. They are Chinese people. Yeah. Kung babalikan natin ang history ng Taiwan, we all know na most of the Taiwanese people came from China. Anyway, yeah, I stand with your stand with China kasi alam ko that Chinese people only wants business and they work really hard. So, keep it up. Yeah. And yung pangalawang tanong ko, regarding doon sa online voting ng mga OFW, 'di ba, yung very ngayon ng mga kumakalat na news. So, yung tanong ko sa iyo, ito rin yung tanong ko sa husband ko. Sabi ko, programmer ka. Kung ikaw ba ang programmer, ganyan ba yung gagawin mong interface ng program mo? I mean, yung result na simple lang naman yan eh. Bumoto yung mga tao, binoto nila yung mga tao, and then gusto nila makita yung result. So, for benefit of the doubt, after na ma-scan mo yung QR code, ganyan ba yung gusto mong makita ng mga tao? Gagawa ka ba ng program na ganyan yung result na gusto mong makita ng mga tao na magda-doubt sila sa'yo? Right? Diba? If you're a programmer, simple.
So, anong question?
Ang question is, kung programmer ka, gagawin mo ba yung ginawa ng programmer ng mga Comelec na gano'n, na bumoto ka tapos ang nakita mong results is kung ano-anong mga codes.
Tinatanong mo ako? Tinatanong mo ako?
Yes, tinatanong kita. Kasi tinanong ko din yung asawa ko, sabi niya, no. Yes, of course not.
Gusto mo na
yes. Please answer me if you're the programmer. Tapos, ganun ba ang result? I mean, ganun ba ang ending ng program na gagawin mo na makikita ng mga tao mo? Yung mga code na nag-worry sila. Ba't ganito, right?
Alam mo, Vicky.
Yeah.
I have a very, imbiyar na ako sa mga mediocrity, no? Lalo na yung mga ganyan, yung binayaran ka, tapos may ipoproduce kang produkto. Kung hindi ka binayaran, okay lang yung mediocrity mo, wala ka namang bayad. Pero yung mga ganyan, binayaran ka, pera pa ng taong bayan.
Yeah.
Tapos ganyan yung lalabas. Ano yan? High school? Ay, high school programmer na nag-experiment lang. So, ganun lang. I don't think na may dayaan. But I think yung nangyari yan compromises the integrity dahil nag-roll out sila ng produkto na hindi naman pala foolproof. Kasi malamang yung mga tao maluloka, bakit lumalabas ng mga strings, no? Bakit hindi lumalabas yung dapat lumabas? So ibig sabihin, hindi nila ito na test ng maayos bago i-roll out. Ngayon, hindi ito problema ng mga tao na hindi nila alam kung ano ang JSON string or whatever dahil hindi naman binabayaran tong mga taong to para alamin yung bagay na yon. Itong mga taong to, yung mga bumoto, may binayaran nila ang gobyerno para ayusin nila yung trabaho nila. So, kaya hindi ko rin gusto yung sagot ng COMELEC, no? Na parang,
I mean, my point is, hindi lahat naman ng OFW is may knowledge sa programming, right? Of course, ko-questionin nila. Kung ano yan? Which is, napakasimple lang naman dapat ang ginawa nila, right? I mean, hello?
Ibig sabihin, sloppy work. We are already 2025.
Oh my God!
Sloppy.
Sloppy, very sloppy. And you're beautiful, very beautiful. And you still remember, I still remember, recently lang yun, first time kang nag-reply sa comment ko, sabi ko sa'yo, Sas, may sinasabi si Shelo about WEPS. And then after that, you say, ano sabi niya? And then sinabi ko na, then after that, oh my God, I was so happy kasi gumawa ka na naman ng live about that, everything. Oh my God, I said, napansin ako ni Sas. Sabi niya, tigilan mo
na yan, Vicky. Tigilan mo na yan. Any more question?
Wala na akong question. I just wanted to know na sana ituloy mo ko ano naman yung ginagawa ko at sasabihin ko nga sa'yo, kung vampira ako, I'm the elders of your followers. So, just continue. Sana maging safe ka at maging more intelligent ka. And God bless you, Sas. I love you too much.
Okay. I wish you well and your children happy Easter. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Isa na naman pong... Okay. Andrew, hello.
Hello.
Oh, kamusta, Andrew? Welcome to Up Close and Personal with Sas Rogando Sason.
Yes, I started following you in 2016. I'm in Japan. I'm educator. Our first question ko is, what do you see is the gap na yung resultant teams and PISA education sa Philippines? Pagdating sa nakikita ko sa ibang bansa, how do you respect Filipinos around the world? And yung knowledge at saka yung skills. But then pagdating sa academic is we're still kulelat. Ano yung gap na nakikita mo doon?
I think the gap is largely cultural. I think kasi wala kasing how should I say this? Wala kasi tayong culture of self-cultivation, of improving your learning. Hindi ba? Pero pag yung mga Pilipino na pupunta sa ibang bansa, na-develop nila yon. So, I don't think na... Pero kaya sinasabi ko, hindi siya deeply ingrained. Kasi may naalala ako nung nasa Europe ako, sa Denmark. Ano siya ha? Parang ang trabaho niya, kumikita siya ng pagkukuskus ng kubeta. Like a lot of Filipinos in Europe when they're starting. Tapos, ang ginagawa niya, may iba siyang talent, magaling siya mag-painting. So, habang ganon, sa kanyang spare time, dinedevelop niya yung kanyang talent sa painting hanggang nakakabenta na siya ng mahal na painting. So, that's an example of self-cultivation. Hindi naman kailangang mapirme sa iisang ganap sa buhay. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na ikaw ay domestic helper. You're going to be domestic helper for the rest of your life because may ibang talent. So, develop it. As simple as that. So, sa academic, I think ang daming issue niyan. I think it's because of the public school not being really good enough. Karamihan ng Pilipino ay nag-aaral sa public school.
Right.
So, ayun na nga. So, asan yung investment sa public school? Dapat nga yung public school, mas maganda ang education kaysa sa private school, which was the case before in the Philippines. Public school education was better than private education. Actually, nung mga panahon ng mga lolo't lola natin, pag nasa public ka, bongga ka.
Right.
Pero, pag nasa private ka, ibig sabihin parang na-kick out ka sa public school or something like that. No? Kaya nga may private, magbabayad ka. Alam mo yun, para matanggap ka, magbabayad ka. Pero, biglang bumaliktad. Mas naging maganda yung education ng private school kaysa sa public school. And that's not good, no? So, malayo pa yung lalakbayin.
Yes. Yung least nakita ko yung result. Mas mataas pa ang math ng Philippines sa Singapore, and then naungutan tayo tumaas ng Singapore. Yeah.
Ayun na yun eh. Wrong priorities of the people in government.
And yeah, I agree. Kasi ang una kong naisip before is, of course, given ang education system sa Philippines. And second, yung culture is malaking factor din talaga. So, second question ko, nakita ko before yung post mo, yung live mo na you are dyslexic before. Ang dami kong estudyante na dyslexia, and I'm finding ways how to help them. How do you help yourself about? What are the ways that you do?
Well, ang mga dyslexic kasi, they learn visually. Ibig sabihin, you have to they don't learn sequentially, 'di ba?
Yes.
Ang normal ang iba, most people learn sequentially, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Ang dyslexic brain kasi dyslexia is primarily about processing information. So iba yung pag-process ng information ng brain ng mga dyslexic. So for example, if you're looking at a manual, the most people would see it as a step-by-step instruction. Ang dyslexic brain, they see it all at once. So parang it's there. So kaya nga pag dyslexia, kailangan they mind map.
Yeah.
So hindi po pwede yung linear discussion. Kailangan pakita mo muna sa kanila yung big picture. Then saka kapag po-focus sa details.
How about writing and yung ganon?
I don't know if you I don't know if you have it, if you notice it with your dyslexic student, na they need to see the bigger picture first before they can make sense of the details. Okay, anything else?
Last one is, do you see yourself retiring in the Philippines?
No.
Okay. Do you have any country in particular?
I don't know.
Okay, me too.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Bulingay, what's up?
Hi, Misa. So, thank you so much for accommodating me. Kung naririnig mo po ako ng malinaw. Ayan. So, just like Vicky and Andrew, pati si Helen ba yun? I've been a follower and a reader since 2016. So, yung first question ko po, kasi napanood ko yung interview with VP sa The Hague. Tapos tinanong siya kung aware ba siya sa mga nangyayari sa mga pro-Duterte vloggers and all that. Tapos ang sabi niya, may nakarating nga daw po sa kanya na ganon, and ang sabi sa kanya kung may mga business daw po yung mga pro-Duterte vloggers, parang kung may mga permit and all that, asikasuhin na in advance, which nag-make sense sa akin nung nakita ko yung post mo recently na yung family mo, not sure kung dito sa Philippines or sa ibang bansa, na parang hinaharas po ng CIDG, diba? So ang question ko is, kamusta po sila? Light lang. Kamusta po sila ngayon?
Well, okay lang. Pero I know naman kung anong ginagawa nila, no? They're trying to maybe pressure my family, and they think na if they're going to do this harassment tactics, na mapapauwi ako or whatever. Pero yung sinasabi ko nga, there is a proper process, no? Yung ganyan ang ginagawa nyo, that's not the proper process.
Tama. Kasi syempre, iba, parang kung kayo po, very, kumbaga, nakikita po talaga kayo sa social media, hindi naman natin pwedeng sabihin na yung family nyo baka private sila. So, syempre baka iba yung take nila. So, ay lang naman, since medyo concerned naman ako sa'yo kahit hindi naman tayo magkakilala personally. So, yung second question ko po, napanood ko rin yung nire-share mo na interview mo with PRRD. Yung very thankful ka kasi sinabi mo na he's pro-nationalista, ganyan-ganyan. So, yon, since finalo kita nung 2016 pa, and I'm so amazed na up until now, talagang yun yung statement eh. Siguro merong area of opportunity yung Duterte administration before, pero parang nagstay ka. So ang question ko is, personally po ay yung kung ano yung ma-share, what makes you stick to Duterte po, na up until now talagang you're still fighting? Kasi lalo na nung napanood ko yung sa ICC, oh my goodness, hindi mo alam kung paano mo ako na-comfort nun, kasi parang I feel like, oh my gosh, nalipad na si PRRD, parang ang lost na ng feeling ko po, parang ang helpless kahit wala naman akong magagawa.
As simple as this, Duterte and I share a lot of principles together. And that's it. That's why I'm speaking to him, because we share the same, almost the same convictions in life. Maybe 80%, no? Yan na siguro yung maximum. So why wouldn't I? Diba?
Tama naman.
Yun lang
Parang
yun.
it's,
Yun ang tanong. Ganun lang kasimple yun. Why are you sticking up with Duterte? Because I share his same convictions. As simple as that. Ang,
kasi,
yun.
opo. Kasi syempre may iba po na, opo. May iba po kasi na napapanood ko rin na nag-stick sila, pero parang, teka lang, parang hindi ko nakikita yung, pag nakikita ko po kasi the way you speak, or the way you know, pag nag-share ka po ng, pag nagla-live ka, iba. So parang na-curious lang ako na, oo nga, hindi ko naisip na probably yun nga yun. Or iniisip ko kasi dati, baka kasi last hope na lang to. But yeah, at least sa inyo po mismo nanggaling. So thank you po. Ang last question ko na, hindi ko po alam kung baka magalit po kayo. Pero it's up to you po kung sasagutin nyo. Kasi nanganak ako. Tapos medyo nag-shutdown ako sa social media for a while. And then pagbalik ko, meron na pala, hindi na po pala kayo hindi ko alam kung nagkaroon kayo ng riff ni Thinking Pinoy. And siguro parang lumang tugtugin na siya. Pero hinahanap ko kasi wala rin for the motherland vlog niyo po. So hinahanap ko saan ba nag-start. Tapos meron kang vlog na na-share mo na ang first time na kinall out mo si BBM is yung sa EDCA. Doon po ba nag-start yun? Or para lang po...
No. So it's earlier than that. So let's just move on dahil nananahimik na siya. So, tahimikin na lang din natin ang kanyang tahimikin na lang din natin ang issue. That's his life, that's his problem. So, ganun lang. Anything else?
Po. That's all, Miss Sas. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye po. Bye.
Hi, Leo. What's up?
Hi, Sas. I'm so excited. Yes. So I want to share kasi natatapos pa lang ako mag-review sa aking notes via DeepSeek. So I would like to thank you for introducing me to DeepSeek kasi it's very helpful to organize my reviewers. So ayun, by the way, I've been your follower since 2021, I guess. And I'm 27 years old na pala. So ayun, so happy to see you.
May question ka ba?
Yes po. Since you are part of the LGBT community, what can you say po about the LGBT movement in the Philippines?
Wala. Wala. Ang masasabi ko lang, huwag yung gayahin yung mga ginagawa ng mga counterpart nyo sa Amerika. As simple as that. Kasi ganun lang. Wala. And ako parang don't make ko lang ganito lang, Leo, no? Don't make kung LGBT ka man or whatever, don't make your life about it. Because there's more to yourself than that. Develop those aspects in your life. My God, ang boring naman, diba? Kung makikipag-usap ka lang, ang pag-uusapan nyo lang pagiging LGBT nyo, which is actually about sex. Diyos ko naman, diba? Move on, na parang nobody, it's boring. For me, it's boring. Paulit-ulit na gano'n. Let's talk about something else. No? Na makaka-relate yung karamihan ng mga tao. And gano'n lang. Ang karamihan kasi sa kanila, ginagawa nila yung buhay nila about being LGBT, which is just a very, very small aspect of your life. My God, if your life is just about that, what a boring life. Simple. Okay.
Thank you po. Kasi meron ko... Yes, thank you po. Kasi may mga friends ako, they are really parang they're pushing for it, parang they live their life, parang this is the life. So, yun. But anyway, thank you po pala because since I've been following you since 2021, pre-pandemic,
yeah.
Since then, naging politically active na ako in a sense na parang I stand firm with my political opinion kasi I know it's madidepensahan ko siya kasi I have my good sources which is you, Sas. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Pero lastly, no, parang, being LGBT or whatever, it's just, for me, it's just a background. It doesn't need to be in the foreground. It's never been, it's just there in the background. And nasabi ko na mga gusto kong masabi about that and then I don't need to keep pressing it. And for me kasi, maybe because I have been well-traveled. People are not as bad as we think they are, to be honest. No, maybe in some little pockets of society, but that's just a very minuscule part of society. But Philippines have changed a lot since the 90s when it comes to when it comes to this issue. So, yeah, tanongin mo yung mga batang 90s or whatever, what it was like to live in the 90s when you are LGBT or whatever, or even in the 80s or even in the 70s. Malayo na yung hinakbang. I think they need to reassess what is actually the condition of the country now. Kaya kita mo, may naririnig ka ba, Leo, na hindi tinanggap sa trabaho?
Kaya nga, Miss Sass, yun din yung point ko sa mga friends ko. Parang,
Kita mo, Leo, nung panahon namin, that was the issue. Kaya nga yun ang sinusulong na anti-discrimination bill is about employment. To be honest, it's just all about employment. Kasi talagang issue yan before, even as straight people during that time. Actually, kaya nga na may amor yung mga straight people nun kasi bakit hindi mo tatanggap sa trabaho? Especially yung mga 90s kids. Because kaming 90s kids, we grew up with the girl power. We grew up with the Spice Girls. Ganyan, it was like 90s was like a rebellion against rigid traditions, no, of the boomers. Pero as time goes by, parang it's so rare for someone to be fired, not to be accepted for work because of LGBT. I don't know. I haven't seen any systematic studies about it. But before talaga, it was very, very common, no? But now, wala na. Kaya nga alam mo, naiintindihan ko yung mga tao pag sinasabi nila, bakit kailangan po ng anti-discrimination? Itong mga taong to, alam nila kasi yung mga taong yan may mga boss ng LGBT sa mga kumpanyang pinagtatrabahuan nila, umaming kayo.
Tama.
Umaming kayo. Hindi ba? Siguro napaka-rare na makakita na kumpanya ngayon na wala kang boss na LGBT.
Totoo.
And that was very different from our time. Ha? It was almost unheard of. Ngayon, Diyos ko Lord, siguro bawat kumpanya sa Pilipinas merong LGBT na manager, basta a higher ops, no? Yun ang masasabi ko. Everything needs everything has its own time. Kaya pinaglaban nga nila yung same-sex marriage. I don't think same-sex marriage will ever happen in your lifetime. I don't think even in the immediate future or in the far future. Just focus on the practical aspect of relationship. Yun na, binigyan ko na kayo ng clue. Kaso gusto nyo gumaya-gaya sa Amerika, etc. Ganun lang kasimple. Anything else, Leo?
Yes po. With that, Ms. Sass, are you, in your opinion, is there inequality in the Philippines when it comes to gender preferences when it comes to workplace?
Ano yun?
Parang with what you have, walang inequality sa workplace when it comes to gender bias sa workplace sa the Philippines?
Well, Leo, in the first place, working in a company is not about equality. It's about meritocracy.
Tama din.
Working in a company is not about equality. It's about meritocracy. Kaya nga, if you do your job well, bakit kailangan pumasok ang usaping equality? Kaya nga ganun, di ba? That's what you should be fighting for. Na if I did my job, that what should matter, and not whether I am black, I'm white, I am pink, I'm red, I'm this. And that was actually what the LGBT movement was fighting before in the 90s. No? Na, let's forget about gender. Ganun na nga, can you imagine in the 90s, ganun ang eksena ng mga tao na gender shouldn't matter. Kailangan, wala. It should be about merit, ganyan. And ngayon, Diyos ko, Lord, suddenly it's about pronouns. What the hell? Hindi ko na siya maintindihan. Because I was growing up trying to convince people it's not about what I am, but what I can contribute. Ngayon naman, kailangan may pronouns. About pronouns. I want people to value me for what I contribute to the table. No? Ganun na kasimple yun. Okay, go Leo. Ano pa?
Isa pa po, request na lang po, Ms. Sass. Can we take picture po para mayroon akong pang my day? Yes. Hi, Ms. Sass. Thank you. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Yes. Bye po. See you next time.
Hello, Sass.
Ace from Glasgow, what's up?
Hey, what's this? Pinaakyat mo na ako before when the topic was about yung mga ayuda programs of Congress. I don't know if you can, still recall that, discussion. That was actually a morning here in the UK. But anyways, let's talk about you because this is up close and personal with you.
Oh,
So
of
my
course.
question is, So my first question, and I hope you won't mind me asking these personal questions. Are you Beijing based?
Yes, I'm based in Beijing.
Oh, okay, okay. That's great. And my second question is, what do you think? Okay, the country, Philippines, of course, no? The country in question is the Philippines. What do you think our country needs right now to become or to be the next Singapore? And I need your honest answer.
Well, the Philippines needs a Lee Kuan Yew.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed.
It needs an iron fist. It needs a strong authority figure. It needs cleansing.
Yeah, tama. Massive revamp, no? Do you believe
Massively,
in
Diyos mio, santising matrinidad. Kaya kahit sa PRRD, no, na-meet ko yan before, sabi ko sa kanya, alam mo problema mo? Sabi sa kanya, nagtira ka pa kasi.
yeah. Mm-mm.
Sabi ko sa
I
kanya,
agree.
nagtira ka pa kasi, hindi mo pa tinapos, nagtira ka pa. Sabi sa
Oo.
kanya nun talaga, magpapakulong ka na lang din. Tinapos mo na, pareho lang din naman yung punishment.
I totally agree. And I agree with you na kailangan talaga massive revamp. Not just, not only in what's this in all government agencies, but also in Senate, and also in HOR. Na talagang, the people na should be leading these government agencies and people in Senate and Congress or in both houses. Dapat talaga they have they share the same beliefs and aspirations of someone like PRRD, di ba? Na talagang okay, massive revamp, and our aspiration or our goal is to, like I said, become the next Singapore or what have you. My second question, or it's a follow up actually. Since massive revamp to, and the closest person in mind na pwedeng to become the next PRRD is Sarah. Okay, so assuming Sarah assumes the presidency, in the immediate or near future or in 2028, um, and she invites you to become a member of her cabinet, ano magiging sagot mo?
No.
Why not?
I have already priorities in life.
Okay.
And I am already 43. And given the longevity, life expectancy in the Philippines is only until, sabihin na natin 75. So, 75 minus 42, anong sagot dyan? 75 minus 42 is?
75 minus 42, it's 43. No, not 43. Okay, it's 33.
33. So, I only have 33 years in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So, pag ganyan, I just want to dedicate those 33 years in contributing something to the wider knowledge of humanity. like a true cosmological woman. So 33 years is not a long time, Ace. If you're going to think about it, 33 years is just like 10 years. So,
correct.
Syempre, yung first, sabihin na natin, yung energy mo lang yan, na may youthful energy ka pa, would be 20 years, no? And the remaining 10 years would be declining cognitive abilities, etc.
Yeah.
So, yun ang isip ko, na parang, what for? So, yun ang sinasabi ko, no? The Philippines doesn't need, I don't think the Philippines will improve with this kind of system.
Yeah,
has to be an overhaul. It has to be an overhaul. Because, wala nang, how should I say this? Wala na tong, paso na itong ganitong sistema. Kaya kahit ilagay mo dyan si Sarah, she might be able to accomplish some things, but after her 6 years, things will go back to what they were used to be. Just like itong nangyari kay PRRD, di ba? Paakyat na, pabago na ng pabago. Biglang may pumasok, nasabing continuity. O ano nangyari, di ba? Bumalik uli sa dati, naging much worse pa. So, ganun lang kasimple yan. Tapos, para tayong, ang Pilipinas ay para itong, kotse mo nung 70s. Na okay pa siya, umaandar pa siya, pero kailangan mo na palitan given the realities of life, no? So,
correct.
So gayon na nga, iniisip ko na yun talaga, no. As of this moment, my answer is no, because may mga gusto akong gawin sa buhay ko. And I don't want to get distracted because meron akong grand goal in those remaining 30 to 33 years of my life. And realistically speaking, ganun talaga dahil ang life expectancy lang naman sa atin, average is up to 75 kung sinuswerte ka, di ba? So, ganun lang. So, within 75,
how about what's this? Instead of becoming a full-time government employee, Sarah gets you as an independent contractor or consultant for, I don't know, improving our foreign relations or drafting better
pag ganyan,
international policies.
Pag ganyan, I'll cross the bridge when it gets there.
Okay.
Ganun lang.
Now, my next question is, why China? Why not the UK, or why not take your PhD in the Netherlands? Kasi galing ka naman ng Leiden, and there are a lot of world-renowned and famous institutions na teaching, and merong mga research achuchuchu dito sa Europe.
Well, because I'm tired of Europe. Parang wala nang Europe cannot give me anything new anymore in my life. I've lived in Europe for about 10 years, and the world is so small, and the world is so vast to limit ourselves in one area of the world. So I have not everyone maybe is as blessed na katulad ko na maraming options in life. But if I have options in order to pursue education in other cultures, why not? You know?
Yeah, true. Agree.
Di ba? Bakit hindi ko kailangan ilimit ang sarili ko sa Netherlands for the rest of my life? I want to know the world. I think that is when I was a child, that's one of my grand ambition. I want to know the world. So if that means that I really want to know the world, no? Because it's just me. No, it's that childhood curiosity in me to know the world in its full spectrum. So, nalibot ko na ang Europe. Alam ko na wala nang itadagdag pa yung educational system dyan sa Netherlands. And sa Netherlands kasi, ang PhD dyan ay trabaho. And meron silang eksaktong program. So, meron eksaktong topic and you only work within that topic. Tapos may research work ka and meron ka ring teaching load. Maano yan, masakit yan sa ulo. You're doing research and at the same time, magtuturo ka. Haggard yan, hindi nakakamoist. Eh dito, wala akong teaching load. Wala akong teaching load dito and I am free to pursue whatever research track that I would like to do. And I love that because I can be creative. Plus, I'm in Beijing. Who doesn't want to be in Beijing? Like, everyone in Europe, if you tell them that you have lived in Beijing, they would be amazed sa'yo that Beijing is one of the hardest for expats to go to.